Today I want to talk about something that's really important to me, something that means a lot to me. Some people call it euthanasia, some people call it murder, some people call it death with dignity. I want to talk about physician-assisted suicide. It is suicide for a terminally ill person that is assisted by a physician, and the physician knows the intent of the patient. So this is a patient that is terminally ill, that no longer wants to suffer, no longer wants to put their family through the pain. Imagine week number 2 of laying there watching your family, loved one, suffer. Not being able to speak, not being able to eat. Basically, on a high enough dose of pain medicine that they are no longer with us anymore. This would take this all out of the equation. A physician would administer drugs or give medication that would stop all of the pain and all of the suffering, and it would be on that loved one's terms. Imagine that it's you laying in that bed, knowing that you're dying, knowing that your loved ones can't do anything about it, can't help. This takes the power out of their hands and gives it back to you. It's physician-assisted suicide is an option that should be given to everybody. Everybody should have that option to say when is enough is enough. My mom passed away from cancer 4 years ago. I was lucky enough that we had one bad day that she didn't necessarily know who we were. One bad day of not necessarily suffering, but was still in pain. Now take it to my 36-year-old brother-in-law who lived 40 days after being diagnosed with stage 4 liver cancer. He quit talking after 2 weeks. They were telling us to up his doses of morphine so that he would pass, because his body was still healthy enough that he was fighting it, but the cancer was taking over and he was no longer with us. He was swelling. This gives him the power to say, I don't want to do this anymore. My first point that I would like to talk about with you is that it gives control back to the patient. It allows the patient to say, I've won this fight, I've beat this battle, I'm done. I want to go how I want to go out. I want to go out with my loved ones with me. I want to pick the time and the date to say, this is enough. Well, I still have enough sense to me to know what's going on, and I want to go peacefully in my sleep and not to suffer through my family sitting there watching me die. My second point was, it's less pain for the family. There's no more burden for them. There's no wondering about when they're going to go and the sitting up and waiting for that time to be there, that they may be there, or worrying that your family may miss this opportunity to be there with you in your final moments. You get to pick that option because the end's coming and there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do about it. Death is a date that we all have to have. No one can escape it. A terminally ill patient knows that date's coming. This gives them the right to do this and to stop the family from having to suffer with them. It gives peace to that loved one knowing that their family hasn't sat and watched everything that needs to be done. This is also known as the right to die. A lot of people don't support the right to die. We all have that right to say, I'm done with the chemo, which is killing me anyway. I want to go now. I want to go peacefully. Chemo is so expensive, most people can't afford it anyway. It is so expensive that one shot can cost $12,000 just to keep your body going. It's also stops the pain and suffering, not just for the person that's sick, but for the family, for the loved one. They suffer along with it. It has been said that people with cancer aren't really the ones that have cancer, it's the family that has the cancer. This stops the pain and suffering for those people. It takes it out of their hands. The cost of continuing treatments for the family is unreal. That's my third point. Most people cannot afford hospice. Nursing homes aren't necessarily where you want your family member to go for their last days. The hospital is nothing there but watching your family member die. They don't care. They see this every day. This is just another person for them. We're lucky in small town America that we do know everybody, but most people don't have that option. It is estimated that $1 million cost for cancer treatments. $1 million. Not many people have that. Legalizing physician-assisted suicide gives the power back to the patient. It gives them the option to say, I'm done. I have fought the fight. I have fought the good fight. It gives them the chance to say, I'm ready to go home. I think it's bad enough to watch your loved one suffer through cancer, but it's bad enough to sit there and watch them suffer through their last few days. This is something that no one should ever have to do. Physicians voting yes for a physician-assisted suicide is the only way to stop that.